Let's dive in. Number 10. Roads that don't drown. Rain hammers your windshield, wipers tap a frantic metronome, and your tires still grip because the water slides off the hump in the middle of the lane. That raised center line has a name, a crown. Rome used it everywhere. Roman engineers treated roads like layer cakes, big stones at the bottom, crushed rock in the middle, smooth paving up top. Then a camber, so water ran into roadside ditches instead of into your axle. They added culverts where the ground dipped, set curbs to keep edges from fraying, and posted milestones so travelers and tax collectors always knew exactly where they were. 1,000 paces gave us the mile. The habit of measuring distance in neat chunks gave us modern signage, exit numbers, and the little green markers your GPS quietly references when it reroutes you around a crash. That's the psychology trick hiding inside infrastructure. Make every choice obvious. Lane lines, shoulders, posted limits. Your brain relaxes when the road explains itself. Today's asphalt looks different, but the playbook hasn't changed. Layered base, crowned surface, drainage, maintenance. Every time a city fills a pothole or grades a shoulder, it's performing a 2,000-year-old ritual against chaos. Viewer challenge. On your next drive, count the drainage features you'd normally ignore. Ditches, grates, culverts, suddenly everywhere. And if water is the enemy of roads, get ready, because at number 9, it becomes the hero of the city. Number 9, tap water on demand. You shuffle into the kitchen, half asleep, twist the faucet, and click, civilization falls out. No app, no password, just gravity and pressure. Rome turned that into an art. Aqueducts weren't just pretty arches, they were long, lidded channels graded so gently a coin could roll the distance by itself. Springs fed them, sediment pools calmed them, distribution tanks split them, public fountains first, baths second, luxury houses last. Engineers set weirs to control flow and used siphons to hop valleys when the land got rude. The rule was simple. Make water predictable. When you can count on clean water, dense cities stop being disease machines and start being livable. Modern pipes add pumps and meters, but the boring reliability you love, turn, flow, done, follows Roman math. Constant gradient, controlled pressure zones, scheduled maintenance. Even the civic priority feels familiar. Fountains first, then baths. Translate that to hospitals, schools, households, then stadiums. Try this. Tally your water touches today. Faucet, shower, kettle, toilet, washing machine. That's you reenacting ancient infrastructure without the arches. And if you think fixing time is harder than fixing water, wait till number 8. Because your next February exists thanks to a Roman patch note. Number 8. The calendar patch. Your phone pings. Event moved to February 29th. Why does that day even exist? Because Julius Caesar hired an Alexandrian astronomer, looked at a chaotic civic calendar that kept drifting out of sync with the seasons, and said, "Nope." The Julian calendar locked the year near 365 and a quarter days and added a simple fix. Every 4 years, 1 extra day. Clean, predictable. Good enough that the world ran on it for centuries until the math got a tiny upgrade. Hello, Gregorian. But the core leap year idea. Still the backbone of your planning app. And the month names you swipe past, January through December, carry Roman fingerprints. July honors Julius. August nods to Augustus. Market days, rent cycles, tax deadlines. They all got easier when time stopped wobbling. This isn't just trivia. It's user experience designed for reality. Humans remember patterns. Farmers need seasons. Accountants need close dates. Add one day occasionally, and the whole machine stays honest. Next time you schedule payday, school break, or a flight months out and trust the seasons to match, you're cashing a check Caesar wrote. Quick quiz. Without looking, when is the next leap year after this one? If you hesitated, congratulations. You trust the system. And if you like patches that make time behave, number 7 is about the material that makes buildings behave, even in salty seawater. Number 7, concrete that heals itself. You're walking past a pier, barnacles, waves, concrete that looks older than your grandparents, and somehow it's still holding the ocean back. Modern concrete hates salt water. Roman concrete eats it for breakfast. Their trick was weirdly simple: volcanic ash, pozzolana, plus quicklime plus seawater, plus chunky rock. When that mix met waves, it didn't dissolve. It kept reacting. Tiny cracks formed, and then mineral crystals grew into the gaps, knitting them shut. Think of it like bone regrowing after a fracture, but for harbors. Engineers used it to cast breakwaters underwater, which is basically witchcraft if your only experience is watching today's Sidewalks spiderweb after 2 winters. The UX lesson: build systems that maintain themselves. Rome didn't plan for weekly patch crews with reflective vests. They designed the chemistry so time did part of the work. We still copy the idea. Modern mixes add fly ash or slag. Labs test self-healing concretes with bacteria or microcapsules. Because a crack you don't have to fix is a crack that doesn't take your weekend. Next time you pass a bridge pier, look for whitish veins along the surface. That's mineral bloom, the rock's version of scar tissue. And speaking of making your path safer, number 6 is the fix that tells your feet exactly where to go. Number 6, sidewalks and crosswalks, 2 millennia early. Picture a rainy street, wheels hissing, puddles plodding. You want dry ankles and 0 chariot collisions. Pompeii had you. Roman cities carved high curbs and dedicated footpaths, semite, so pedestrians weren't sharing mud with carts. At intersections, they dropped stepping stones across the roadway, raised blocks spaced to match the wheel gauge so carts could roll through while you hop across with clean sandals. It's the ancestor of today's zebra stripes and raised crosswalks, a visual cue plus a speed bump, all in one. Streets also had ruts worn to standard width, effectively forcing traffic into predictable lanes. When the path explains itself, you move without thinking. And that's safer than any lecture. This is everyday urban UX. Elevate the vulnerable, channel the heavy, drain the water, and mark the edges. It's why you instinctively step onto the curb when sirens scream, and why a painted ladder of stripes can pause 2 tons of SUV. Add Rome's milestones and signage legacy, and you've got a city that narrates itself as you walk. Viewer challenge. On your next commute, count every design that keeps shoes dry or cars slow. Curbs, neck downs, tactile pavers, raised tables. Warm feet? Keep that thought. Number 5 turns the floor into a radiator. Number 5, heated floors and climate zones. It's winter. You pad into the bathroom and the tiles are warm. Luxury? Sure. Ancient? Also yes. Romans built hippocausts, hollow spaces under floors propped by little brick pillars. A furnace shoved hot air through that crawl space. Wall flues carried exhaust up and out. Result? A giant radiant panel under your toes. Bathhouses took it further with temperature zoning. Frigidarium, cool. Tepidarium, warm. Caldarium, hot. You're looking at the blueprint for modern HVAC. Separate zones, controlled flow, surfaces doing the heating quietly without blasting your face. Today we swap wood fires for boilers and PEX tubing, but the comfort math is the same. Warm surfaces, mild air movement, less dust, happier lungs. It's efficient too. Radiant systems let rooms feel comfy at lower air temps, which your energy bill appreciates. The Roman maintenance tax was real, furnacemen, soot, wood, but the user experience was so good people scheduled their day around it, not unlike you timing a shower when the water heater's free. File this under fixes you feel but don't notice. The best tech vanishes into the background and just works. And if you like ideas that hide in plain sight, number 4 is the everyday object that taught your brain to bookmark the world, 1 page at a time. Number 4, books you can actually navigate. You crack a paperback, thumb the corner, jump to page 213, then back to the table of contents. No drama. Try that with a scroll. You'll be rolling for days. Rome popularized the fix, the codex, stacked pages bound on one side. Suddenly, information wasn't a long ribbon. It was a grid you could hop. Two-sided pages cut bulk in half. Spines got labels so libraries didn't become scavenger hunts. Margins invited notes and doodles, and page numbers let two people point at the same idea without reenacting charades. That one design choice, the book as a block, not a roll, teaches your brain to bookmark, to skim, to compare. It's the reason you know what page 3 even means. Digital life just copied the vibe. Tabs, bookmarks, jump links, go to page, Ctrl+F. These are software tributes to a Roman-era interface that made knowledge skimmable. Even your habit of dog-earing a corner is Codex UX. Mark a state, resume later, zero stress. Fun experiment. Open a long PDF and try scrolling from top to bottom with no search, no page jump, no sidebar. Feels primitive, right? That's the scroll problem. Again, the book solved it, and everything from textbooks to TikTok scrubbing bars still lives in that solution. If flipping pages made ideas travel faster across a desk, number 3 made messages sprint across an empire. Number 3. Overnight shipping, 1st century edition. Picture a leather dispatch stamped with a bronze seal. A rider swings onto a fresh horse at a roadside station, kicks up dust, and hands the message to the next relay down the road. Welcome to the Cursus Publicus, Rome's state courier network. Augustus built a relay system of way stations, for swaps and lodgings, for rest, every handful of miles. Officials carried warrants that unlocked horses, carts, and priority right-of-way. The result? Empire-wide hub and spoke logistics. Orders from the capital didn't crawl. They flowed predictably. Sounds familiar? Modern supply chains still do the same dance. Sort at hubs, sprint on spokes, guarantee delivery windows, highway rest areas, postal sorting centers, airline hub banks. They all rhyme with Roman relay math. Milestones and standardized road gauges made timing real instead of hopeful. If a leg took half a day, planners budgeted half a day, not vibes. Even ETAs are a spiritual descendant. Message will arrive Tuesday is just Latin efficiency with better weather radar. Viewer challenge, on your next trip, list every relay that touches your journey. Rideshare, airport, hub, layover, final gate, baggage belt. That's 2,000 years of choreography. In your boarding pass. Messages delivered. But what if the goods were duds? Rome had a fix for that too, and it looks a lot like your return policy. Number 2. The original return policy. You buy a second-hand gadget, the screen dies the next day, you want a refund. That feeling? Roman shoppers had it too, and Roman officials wrote rules for it. In busy markets, elected aediles, think city product cops, enforced disclosures and remedies for hidden defects. If a seller forgot to mention a cracked axle on a wagon, or grimly common in that world, a medical problem with an enslaved person, the buyer could unwind the sale or demand a price cut. The principle was shockingly modern. Sellers must tell the truth. Buyers aren't stuck with lemons. Contracts increasingly relied on consent and clarity rather than magic words. If both sides agreed on the thing and the price, the deal stood. And so did the right to fix it if the thing was secretly broken. Fast forward, and you can see the DNA everywhere. Item descriptions, receipts, cooling off periods, satisfaction guaranteed, lemon laws for cars. Even that little card with the warranty terms is a descendant of a Roman instinct. Markets work when trust has teeth. Next time you tap return item, imagine a marble-floored market and a stern official asking, did they disclose the defect? And if you think bureaucracy is the villain here, wait for number 1, where paperwork becomes the everyday fix that keeps a million strangers from stepping on each other's toes. Number 1. Paperwork that keeps the peace. You're at a counter with a bored clerk, a rubber stamp, and a form that looks older than time. Stamp. You have a permit. Annoying. And absolutely civilization. Rome's everyday fix wasn't just roads and baths. It was receipts, registries, and rules you could point to. The state ran regular censuses to list who lived where, who owed what, and who could serve. Markets hummed on written contracts. Notaries, yep, professional witnesses, copied deals onto wax or wooden tablets, added seals, and filed duplicates so nobody could forget the price tomorrow. Laws weren't rumors. They were posted where anyone could read them. If a seller tried to double sell a cart or deny a warranty, the buyer had paperwork, and an official to enforce it. That's the secret sauce of big cities. Strangers can trade without trusting each other's vibes. Write the promise, stamp it, store it. Now the argument is about facts, not memories. You live inside that Roman UX every day. Birth certificates, school records, deeds, vehicle titles, tickets with queue numbers, signed delivery slips. Boring, yes, but they keep lines moving and knives sheathed. Even the feeling of relief when a clerk says, "You're in the system," is Roman psychology. You've been seen, counted, categorized, and now the machine will carry you forward. Is it perfect? Never. Bureaucracy can crawl, but the alternative is chaos dressed as spontaneity. The stamp is a tiny shield that lets a million strangers stand shoulder to shoulder without fistfights. Next time a form asks for one more box to tick, remember, that little box is the difference between "he said," "she said," and "here's the record." Viewer challenge. Find one stamped thing in your life today. Warranty card, parcel label, cafe loyalty card, and imagine doing that interaction with no proof at all. Feels medieval, right? That's it for today. If this helped, tap like. New drops soon. Subscribe so you don't miss the next one.